Hi, this is Dawn Simone, and I'm here for the second half of our pig dissection. We left off with the heart and the lungs and the bronchi. Here we've got the diaphragm. You can see that flap that helps you breathe. Either contracts or expands, and it contracts or relaxes in order to help breathing. This right here is the liver, and you can tell because if you've ever eaten liver, it looks just like this. 4 different lobes. Well, actually, I think the pig only has 3. But that's the liver. Underneath the liver in here, let me see if we can't find it, should be the gallbladder, which I'm not seeing very well. Oh, there we go. Nope. We might have punctured it. No, that looks like liver. Here's the stomach. See the sac? It's a lot smoother looking. It's smooth muscle, and you can tell by looking at it because it looks like smooth muscle. Let me get some more paper towel. Too much fluid, and we need to find that gallbladder. The gallbladder is right underneath the liver, and it kind of peeks out right in here. I'm having a hard time finding it, unless we may have cut it by accident. Okay. So you've got the gallbladder in there. Looks like that might be it right there. Then we've got the stomach. And next to the stomach is another organ called the spleen. Looks like it's actually part of the stomach, but it's not. It's just attached to the side of it. And this is what gets rid of the used blood cells. Helps us get rid of those. Now, over here we have the beginning of the intestines, and it's the duodenum. That's that tube right there. That's the beginning of the small intestines, and you can see they're all kind of coiled together here. Even though there's more of them, it's longer, they're smaller in diameter than the large. So the large intestines is actually this little mass right here. You could see that they're definitely larger in diameter, and they are full of feces, so we don't want to make the mistake of cutting those open. It might be nasty. It goes into, and they mentioned the connective tissue. You can see really clearly that's connective tissue right there. There's a whole little palate there which connects the small and the large together. So once you get past all of these intestines, and we're going to stretch them out just like Mr. Abadala wanted from us, once we get done sexing our pig. Let me get some of the fluids out so we can see. I do believe that this is a male, only because it kind of was obvious on the outside that there were scrotum, but we'll just make sure the further down we go. And I need to show you at the bottom that we've got the colon and somewhere in here beneath this tissue. Oops, clinging body fluids here. Yuck. There should be kidneys right under here. So let me do a little bit more cutting, and hopefully we won't cut through it. But somewhere in here should be kidneys. See if we can't peel some of that skin away. There's an awful lot of fluid. You can see why a surgeon would need more than one pair of hands helping him. Perspective. Down here you can see the tube that goes all the way out to the rectum. And let me try and get this pulled up so we can find those kidneys and ureter tubes. Okay, there's one right there. Can you see it on the video? There's one there. Pretty big kidneys for a little guy. And underneath this sac right here, just like we have. You can see the end of the colon, the beginning of the colon here. Okay. Okay, there's your other kidney there. And attached to the kidney, you see these here? This is your ureter tubes. That's what carries the urine down to the bottom, so we can get rid of it. So we got your colon and your ureter tubes, and now we're going to sex our pig. And what that means is we're going to see, and just as I suspected, this is a boy. You can see a scrotum sac right there. And if we open up the scrotum sac, you can see the little nodule that is the actual scrotum. So we were correct in naming it Wilbur. Oh, I'm sorry. This is probably the penis. That was not a scrotum sac. I don't think. Let's make sure.
But
I thought that was the scrotum sac. It sure looks like one. Somewhere in here. And maybe that's what this was. There's so much fluid it's hard to tell what it is. Let me get that dried up a little bit. 1 minute at a time. Okay. I think that's what this is here. Oop. Well, it's been disconnected now. It's a good thing I'm going to be a nurse and not a surgeon. It could be ugly. Yeah, that was a scrotum over here. There's one here, there's one here. And that tube that just got disconnected was his penis. So we definitely have a boy. It's a boy. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything else. Got the penis and the testes. And oh, you want us to see the inside of the stomach. Let me go ahead and cut that. You can see it's actually has food in there. Ooh, that's a little gross. But the inside is really smooth. I don't know if you can tell by looking at it. It's really super smooth. That's the inside of the stomach, and pull. If I can get them out. I don't want to mess with the large intestines. We're going to pull the small ones apart because from what I understand they are really, really, really long. Oh, okay, there's our large and part of the small. Almost looks like a brain. A lot of connective tissue connecting that all together. Okay. You can see that it's, oops, much bigger than the pig. Probably, twice as long. Twice as long as our pig. Could even be 3 times as long as our pig. Because all this connective tissue really keeps it bound up. So there you have it. We have our fetal pig. That life up for science, and we are thankful for that because it allows us to learn more about the human body. And as I unravel my intestines, I bid you a good evening. And let's say a prayer for all the little baby pigs that give up their life for science. Have a good night.